Hi Matt, how are you?
Very well.
Welcome to my show.
Thank you.
So, wanted to find out a couple things about you today. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and know that my viewers, I have a really high audience here in the Los Angeles area, and I feel it's an appropriate place for your brand to be exposed. Mm-hmm. So first, tell me, what is Nature Woven?
Well, Nature Woven is a brand of digitally printable wide format materials suitable and compatible with a number of existing print technologies. Everything we make is 100% natural, biodegradable, and compostable. We're talking about an industry that gets through acres upon acres of petroleum-based synthetics. There's an alternative. It's nature woven, and it's all natural, and the compostability element, I'm sure we can elaborate on further.
So it sounds expensive. Is it something that for printers? It sounds like only Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive would be able to afford it, because it seems like that seems like a high-end printing capability.
We've taken liberties beating ourselves up on price point and quality, which is why we're sitting here having the conversation now and not a couple of years ago. Printing in and of itself is a valuable resource for many companies and organizations, and a lot of people really want to put their money where their mouth is, to align their genuine environmental agendas with the materials that they print on.
So you would take, if Boeing or Raytheon or any brands came to you because they have, they're trying to be green or clean energy type stuff, would you do all their printing because it's, are you looking to chase money, or is your brand really, put its, muscle where its matter is?
I can't say no to business. There are companies with genuine environmental agendas. We try to identify those, reach out to them directly. My client base ultimately is distributors in the science supply industry. There's already talks of alternative uses. I think we're all aware of brands that historically have, been potentially irresponsible, I guess, and there are plenty out there that do the right thing.
What are some companies that I might see your signs hanging up in?
Right now we've got some stuff with Whole Foods. They're very regional. They give a lot of autonomy to their different territories. So we've got some stuff going on in a couple of Whole Foods territories. Patagonia in Ventura just did a big job that went out nationwide to a number of their concession locations. And they've been stewards of the environment for decades. They've been using organic cotton since before it was cool.
Sure.
So brands like that are very obvious. There's some organic trade shows and farmers markets and things like that.
So it can be a small one-off mom and pop restaurant could use your signs as well.
Welcome home, Private Jones to Fortune 500 companies.
Okay.
Anybody that needs a sign, it's out there. It's available.
Within your industry, is it something that I assume that you're maybe a smaller player in the industry? Are you concerned that maybe some of the bigger, maybe conglomerates or bigger companies could, hurry up and take over this product and really, squeeze you out of the market?
No.
What are some innovations that are coming out beyond just, we were sent the hand samples of your two product lines? Are there other things out there? Is that really where, as far as the technology can take it?
At present, we have Nature Woven Chorus, Nature Woven Gossip. The parent company is called Natural Ad Campaign, and we're looking to, build that whole bracket, an actual ad campaign. So where we're headed into the future is a range of substrates, if you will, that fall into that compostability element that we spoke about, in the first couple of minutes of this conversation. And in so doing, everything we will offer is going to be compostable in under 3 months. That's a European benchmark that gets materials, signage, packaging, etc. out of landfill into compost. So we're not just, using a sign for 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months.
Are there commercial composting places that these signs can go to? Or does the end user have to go find, like a neighborhood composting?
Geographically, it varies.
Okay.
Certain parts of the country have curbside recycling. Whole Foods, for instance, has on-site composting. Sorry, certain parts of the country have curbside composting available.
Okay.
Other parts of the country don't even have a clue about it.
Right.
Any place or part of town with a wet waste, so restaurants, grocery stores, if they're managing that efficiently and taking that seriously, lining that up is not particularly difficult. At the end of the day, it's up to you to do the right thing with your empty soda bottle. We're trying to make it as easy as possible, but yeah, there'll be some responsibilities with the sign companies if they're involved in the install and the breakdown, or when you talk about a particular brand, for instance, that uses it in store, when they're finished with those materials, you have a duty to get rid of it. If composting is available, great. Even if it goes in the trash, it's 100% natural. And to just quickly revisit your question about other materials, we've got some window clings available coming very soon. We've got some backlit materials coming very soon. Some variations on the first two materials as far as wider, longer, whatever. The industry likes all sorts of variations of good stuff, and it's a consumable. So when you think about that, next time you look at a billboard, that's going up for X amount of days, in some cases hours, any type of signage, and then guess what? It might get recycled once or twice. It's going in the trash.
How many distributors do you have across the country?
At present, we've got 7. We've got a further 3 or 4 really sniffing around to broaden our horizons in North America and South America. Genuine interest off the back of conversations with key clients that they've got that we've reached out to, and key end users, brands like Patagonia, brands like Whole Foods. There are a couple of very big brands looking at this at present for rollouts, and they're aware, they're aware that their signage exists for days, sometimes weeks, very rarely months, but it stays.
Is this something that's like a trend, that it'll just go away, that people feel good about it and then they'll just go back to the easier way to do it?
We're making it easier, and it's compatible with much of the cutting edge technology, so the choice is yours, really.
Does it look as good? Does it look the same? I mean, yes, we got those 2 hand samples, but that looked like they could be at the size they were. They look great, but as you blow them up, is it the same side of quality I see when I'm driving around?
I think it's better, but I'd be expected to say that on the record.
Yeah.
You've got gloss, photo quality synthetics that are being used that will ultimately end up in a landfill. Are you going to get a gloss synthetic look and feel on nature woven chorus? No, absolutely not. Are you going to get a real earthy, natural, genuinely responsible look and feel on a toxic synthetic? No. So that there is a trade-off. Okay. We've got the backlit materials and the clings coming soon that will give you just that. I can't tell you how we make that, Colonel's secret recipe type of conversation, but we've got solutions for that.
Walk me through again the chorus and gossip. What fibers are those? How are they natural?
Chorus is made from jute, which is the same base material as burlap. Burlap, as you know, is a very sustainable, just a real earthy, sustainable plant. The chorus plant is what that's derived from. It just grows. You cut it down, it keeps growing. The second material is gossip, and that's an organic cotton. Both of those materials are very finely woven, and you calendar that with a natural latex to maintain the integrity of the material as it goes through the machines. And jute and cotton are the 2 most widely available natural materials on the planet. So when you think about that, when you drive around Oregon and you see all the trees that are getting cut down, you look at all the oil that's going into production for synthetics, and we've got thousands of square miles of cotton and jute just shooting forth from the ground. And when you cut it down, it keeps coming. You kind of reflect on why we're not doing it
Any things in closing that you'd want to tell my viewers?
I think the two main things to remember really are that signage is not going to go away. We're always going to need signage. It's a constitutional right, and there is an alternative to toxic synthetics that sit in landfills, and it's nature woven. We're excited that people are getting behind it. We appreciate the opportunity to share the message. And if you need a sign for something, give us a shout.
All right. Thank you.